Hi everyone, welcome back to Dave's Garden and Vine. While I'm giving the mini greenhouse plants a little bit more time to put on some proper growth, I'm going to use this mild spell that we're currently going through to prep the rest of the garden for winter. Today I'm going to be feeding all my raised beds a mixture of cow manure and chicken manure pellets. And then I'm going to lock everything in place with some Strulch. So this is going to keep the soil working even when the plants are slowing right down. So even though growth slows over winter, the soil biology never stops. This is this kind of time when I focus more on feeding the soil rather than the plants themselves. So the reason I do this is obviously you put nutrients in, they break down slowly. Things like worms and microbes, they'll stay active, which is beneficial. And then obviously your spring crops benefit first. And for me, if you wait until spring, you're already too late. So I'm using both manure types side by side. And just to give you a bit of like the method of me madness here, chicken manure, that gives you like high nitrogen and a quicker boost. And when I mean quicker, I don't mean instant, but quicker. And then the cow manure is a much slower sort of introduction of the nutrients and an improved soil structure. So I use both together, chicken for a quick kick and cow for a longer term soil health. And that's the first time I've tried this, so let's see how it goes. It's super windy outside. I do have my new mic on. Camera's on the inside of the greenhouse, see if it works. Put quite a bit on it. Right, I think that's enough of that. Cool. Right, let's get back out with some more. Right, I'm going to take out, these are marigolds. They can go in the compost. Some kales coming through there. It took a while to show their faces, but they're starting to come through now. Just get a few weeds out while I'm here. I mean, I think with the Strulch I'm going to put on top of this anyway, the vast majority of those weeds will just die back. Because I keep being told that Strulch is a good weed suppressant, so first time I've used it, so we'll see how it goes. The ground's already nice and wet, so because if you're going to put pellets down, it's always best to put them down when it's been raining, and we've certainly had plenty of rain, so it should be fine. So just to give you an idea of how much of the pellets I'm actually using, each one of the buckets that I'm carrying about has 1/3 cow manure pellets in it and 2/3 chicken manure. And what I'm looking to do is just give an even spread across the raised beds. And obviously for the beds that I've got plants still in, I'm avoiding any of the plant stems, so just working around. And what this does, it feeds the microbes now and then the plants later on. And just in case you didn't catch it, because obviously we've had plenty of rain, so the soil is nice and damp. But if it's dry soil, you want to give it a light watering just to make sure that activates the pellets and they start to break down quicker. Before I could do this last bed, it obviously needed weeding because it was just over, well, there was more weeds than plants. So just give it a quick weed out. And in here I've got garlic, onion, I've got some rainbow chard, and then I'll get the manure on it. So we've had some really wet weather recently, but that's probably helped all of that cow and chicken manure that I've put down. So it's nicely broken down. So I'm now going to cover it with some Strulch. Just pile some more in the middle and I'll work it around. Just spread that over. Just gives a nice protective layer to the few plants that I have, but also it will put some nutrients back into the soil. I planted the smiggins a little bit later, but they're not ready to pick yet, so I'll just leave them in, see if they survive. Even though it's getting like the back end of December now, it's relatively mild. So as you can see, I've put a thick layer of Strulch all over the raised bed. It's around existing plants. And you might think, well, what's the benefits of this? So one of the key benefits of Strulch is weed suppression, but also moisture retention. And it's going to give you some frost protection, which is always good. And then over the longer term, it gives you a slow nutrient release into the soil. So then when spring comes, I'm ready. So that's for the beds. With the chicken, cow manure, and then final coating of Strulch. Oh, actually, it's not 4 beds, it's 5. Because there's Swiss chard, onions and garlic. I just wanted a bit more Strulch for that as well. So. And what I'm hoping obviously is by the time spring comes, this is already broken down into the topsoil, meaning no digging, no rushing, no panic feeding. So fingers crossed that goes to plan. Obviously I'm still planting stuff over the winter months, and I'll just poke it through like broad beans and peas. I'll put it through the Strulch. And while the beds are taking over, I'll keep tracking the mini greenhouse growth, and once there's a clear sort of difference, I'll show you exactly what it's doing. So if you can like it, subscribe, that'd be much appreciated. Costs nothing, but really helps us out.